Jey Uso fans, I got a hot take, and it's going to upset you, and I'm sorry in advance. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what that hot take is. And I'll be honest, I'm a little sad to even make this video because I've kind of thought about this for the last few weeks. It's something in which I keep coming back to. I just can't shake it, and I think it's time that we talk about it publicly because we have a great community here on the WrestleSTAR YouTube channel, and I like interacting with y'all in the comments, and I think it's time that we all need just to admit it and just come out and say it. And hopefully putting it out into the universe, maybe things will change for Jey Uso. Because Jey Uso, he's literally caught fire with the fan base. He is WWE's hottest merch seller, and he consistently is that month after month after month. However, his own father, Rikishi, has come out and criticized WWE. I've criticized WWE, and the fan base, they've also criticized this company for the way that they have booked Jey Uso. Now, I understand that he's been part of the Intercontinental Tournament as of late, and that's really good for him. Jey Uso is a guy that we have literally seen grow up in front of our eyes over the last decade, starting out as a young pup, on the main roster, working down in FTW, then going to Raw, not having a clear direction of where he wanted to go with his brother Jimmy Uso as part of the Usos. Does anyone remember the pairing with Tamina Snuka? Do y'all remember that? They finally started to find their groove, I believe, in 2016, 2017, in that era, when they finally went heel and they got a little bit of an edge to each other, starting to dress in all black. They changed up their look. That's really when the Usos took off, in my opinion, because before then there were just a bunch of baby faces who had colorful attire, and they put on really good matches, right? But there was no substance. There was no connection to them outside of, oh, they're going to have a great match with the New Day, or, oh, they're going to have a great match with so-and-so. And then we started to see them really blossom and come into their own. They obviously get paired with the Bloodline and as part of the Bloodline storyline with Roman Reigns. And Jey Uso, since splitting away from his brother, the Bloodline, last year, he's taken off. But unfortunately, though, the company has not always used him correctly. I've publicly called out WWE for the way that they booked this man. It's outrageous in a lot of ways. His own father has said, son, don't show up to TV if they don't have anything for you. Don't show up if it's bad creative. Now, I don't know if I'd go that far. He even said, WWE, they're not the only business in town. You could go somewhere else. I don't know about that either. Now, here's what we need to admit. I think it's very obvious, and I think everyone needs to admit the fact that WWE does not see Jey Uso as a main event star and is not going to make him a world champion. Okay, now process that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. Jey Uso, a guy that he moves numbers. He moves merchandise numbers. He is your hottest merch seller. When he's on television, he moves ratings. Social media engagement goes up when WWE shares clips of him. Yet, they have not gone with him. They have not gone with him in big moments. He's been in world championship matches. I think, ironically, earlier this year at Backlash, him working Damian Priest. They don't put the world title on him. They don't even protect him in that match. Think about that match for a minute. So you had Damian Priest. He was a heel champion, and they were doing a tweener storyline with the Judgment Day. Would Damian Priest finally, split away? Judgment Day helps him win the match. They do not, they protect Jey Uso in that sense. But then after the match, they have Judgment Day beat him down and Damian Priest stops him. And then all the heat goes right back onto him. And everyone is like, oh, Jey Uso got beat. And it's like, no, we don't forget that they tried to protect him. But why are you not protecting this man even further? Why not have him get dismantled after the match? Why are you doing that, right? You look at Money in the Bank. Another opportunity to make him a main event guy. You have him win the Money in the Bank briefcase. He holds it on for a year up to, right? No, what do? You put it on Drew McIntyre. Well, Drew McIntyre needed that win so he could get screwed over. for the third time by CM Punk. They had enough heat. You didn't need it. Literally, Punk screwed him over the month before in his own championship match. Why are we not giving Jey Uso chances? Well, he's been in the Intercontinental title hunt. Yeah, so it's a secondary title. Well, Gunther made that title a main event title. Did he? Or is it just Gunther? Right? Titles don't make guys. Guys make titles. Titles are props. Sorry to tell you that. Gunther's world champion right now, by the way. Just saying. Gunther was world champion in NXT UK. He was a top star in NXT. He honestly kind of got wasted in NXT. They had to pull him from NXT. They're like, whoa. He seriously reinvented the IC title. IC title was a top title because of Gunther. It's on Braun Breaker now. It's still a secondary title. The world title means more. Why? Gunther goes on last, right? I don't buy this. Well, they're going to give him the Intercontinental title. And is that good enough for your top drawing merch seller? Is that reason enough for one of your biggest baby faces? If Steve Austin caught fire in 1998, would you put the IC title on him instead of the WWE Championship? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? That's the big question. If I'm WWE, I'm making this guy a main event guy. I'm making him world champion very, very soon. I understand Gunther just won the title at SummerSlam. I'm putting the title on Jey by the end of this year. I don't care what happens in this Intercontinental title tournament. I don't care. Either make him a main event guy or finally everyone admit the fact that WWE doesn't see him as a main event guy. And I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to put the world title on him this year. And I don't think they're going to put the world title on him next year. I don't know if he's ever going to be world champion. I can tell you this. He's never going to be a main event guy. He's never going to be a Gunther. He's never going to be a Cody Rhodes. He's never going to be a Roman Reigns. He's never going to be a John Cena, a Randy Orton. And you can go Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk. You can go down the list, y'all. Go down the list. And I'm telling you, they do not believe in this guy. And it sucks. I'm a Jey Uso guy. I've literally, at the beginning of this video, I broke down as far as I can without getting to a nauseum of how much I followed this guy's career. It's time that we just admit it. And it sucks. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the fact is that we get to see Jey Uso as world champion. I hope the fact that WWE changes their minds about Jey Uso and makes him a main event guy. But I don't think that's going to happen. And we'll see how the end of this year turns out. I expect him to be plugged right back into the Bloodline storyline, aligning with Jimmy and Roman Reigns against the new Bloodline. I expect all that. We're going to find out real quick, though, if I'm right or wrong.